Josh Suzanne here at Rags-A-GoGo once again. In the last episode, I had shown you guys some concert t-shirts, and I started thinking about t-shirts in general, and they're really, really in. T-shirts are kicking this year. All over the place, guys. And the camo t-shirt is in, and this guy is the expert when it comes to camo t-shirts. He's taught me an awful lot about camo t-shirts. So I'm going to let Alex, who's a professional hunter and adventurist, tell us about his knowledge on camo t-shirts. So Alex, take over. What do we have here?
Thank you, Josh. So we're going to be taking a look at what I call the Coke and Pepsi of the camouflage world. Okay, so first I'm going to grab the Coke. Here is a mossy oak shirt, okay?
Mossy oak?
Mossy oak, just like an oak tree with moss on it.
Mossy oak, an oak tree. Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to grab this real tree shirt, okay? And this is what I call the Pepsi. This is the Coke, and this is the Pepsi. If you're talking to anybody in the outdoor world, they're going to know mossy oak, and they're going to know real tree.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you wear mossy oak over a real tree? What do you think?
Well, I own both.
Okay.
You know, I'm deep in this world, and I like to use everything I can.
Okay.
But I would say that for the average sports person, they're definitely going to choose one or the other.
Okay.
That there's always a religious debate between the mossy oak guys.
Just the Pepsi Coke challenge that we used to have back in the day.
What I want to show everybody watching here is an example of a vintage real tree and mossy oak and a non-vintage. So this real tree right here, this is totally vintage.
Really?
This is one of the first real tree shirts to be put out in the 80s. Okay.
Nice.
Now, this guy right here, this is a modern real tree. This shirt is less than 10 years old.
How do you know that?
I know the pattern. So the camouflage industry revolves around patterns.
Huh.
So more than one company can offer a real tree pattern shirt.
Super cool.
Okay?
Okay.
You can get a real tree jacket that costs $500, or you can get one that costs $100. It depends on who is licensing the pattern.
Huh.
Okay?
Cool.
And over here you've got an example of a vintage mossy oak shirt from the 80s. Okay.
Great.
And then we've got a modern one that this one is less than 10 years old. Based on this pattern, this is the breakup, one of the newer breakup patterns. I'm going to say this is probably 7 or 6 years old.
Alec, who would be wearing these and why?
Well, traditionally these would be worn by deer hunters. This is what we call a mimicry pattern, in that it mimics nature, and it makes you look like something else. Huh. Now, what you'll see now is companies like Louis Vuitton are actually licensing real tree, which is right here.
Huh.
What you're going to see Louis licensing is going to be something more like this. One of the modern patterns is what you're going to see. Kanye got himself in some trouble by actually reproducing that pattern and not getting permission.
Huh. You can get in trouble by doing that, guys, right?
Yep, licensing.
Licensing is really, really important.
And in the outdoor world, intellectual property is taken much more seriously than in the fashion world, because the pattern is seen as a technology. So if you're licensing a pattern for the fashion industry, you're talking about like, a couple $1,000s. When you're going to license a pattern for the hunting industry, because it's seen as a technology, now you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that they value the licensing.
You know what, Alec? You really taught me a lot today, and I hope you guys also learned a lot from him. Want to learn more? Come to Rags-A-GoGo. You'll meet him in person. How about that?
Awesome.
Yeah. And then follow him.
Yep. You can follow me at 0 feet per second on Instagram.
0 feet per second on Instagram. Right on, guys. Instagram. We'll see you back here at Rags.
Awesome.
Cool.